My name is Emily. I have been learning piano since I was a little girl. I wanted to be a famous pianist, so I decided to major in piano at the College of Music. However, it takes some time to be able to make a living from piano alone. I earn my living by teaching private piano lessons while I go to college. Private lessons are a big plus for me because they make me money and help me improve my skills. One day, the phone rang and a request for private piano lessons came in. Surprisingly, it was a pretty well-paying job offer. I wanted to get this job done and keep it going. I headed to the place I'd heard about on the phone and found it to be a house at the end of a dimly lit street with not much sign of people. I rang the front door chime, and the creepy old lady came out the moment the door opened. The house wasn't exactly clean either, and I wanted to go back to my home. When the old lady showed me to the room, a French doll was sitting in that room. What? Am I going to teach this French doll? I think the old lady is crazy, but she was very serious. But a doll can't talk. I wanted to run away at this point because I felt something unusual. But I was afraid of the old lady, so I taught this doll the piano for the promised 2 hours. Teaching was almost a monologue. During the lesson, the old lady kept watching me. 2 hours later, I thought I was finally free of the lesson and ready to go home. However, it was pouring rain outside, and worst of all, the electronic power was out. The old lady suggested that I must rest until the rain stopped, but that was impossible. I was afraid of the old lady, so I had to obey, but I couldn't bear to remain in that dimly lit room with her and the French doll. I wanted to run away, but it was difficult because the old lady was watching me the whole time. Just then, the piano suddenly began to move and play a sound. I panicked and broke through the window of the room and ran outside. Ran as hard as I could toward the house next door, about 100 meters away. When I arrived at the front door of the next house, I looked back and saw the doll and the old lady looking at me, smiling grimly. The piano was still playing a haunting melody. I rang the chime of the house next door, with a chill running down my spine. There was a dull thud, and the door opened. "Welcome home. Don't run off on your own." The old lady from earlier came out. "Huh? Why don't you?" As I was despairing, the old lady strangled me. When I woke up, I was being accosted by the police. Apparently, I had passed out on the side of the road last night. I told the police about yesterday. The police said, "That house was abandoned a long time ago when an old lady and her grandson committed suicide. And it's been empty ever since. I've not heard of anyone who's moved in recently. Besides, there is no such thing as a second home. You've got a fever. You've been dreaming about it. Go home now." I wonder if what I saw was a dream. Why did I go to such a place? I have been afraid of the sound of the piano ever since, and I quit my part-time job as a teacher.